And we're live on a Tuesday morning. Let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? You see, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts. After 22 years in the auto industry, I started to identify the fact that most of us have the same problems. Employee retention is always an issue, scaling our volume, overall profitability, and ultimately the dealership culture. Those can be very challenging areas of our dealerships. The biggest problem with our industry, though, is not that we don't know what our problems are. The problem is we don't know where to get the solutions so that we can push through, so that we can break through and continue to level up in our dealerships, in our communities, and ultimately the impact that we can have with our businesses. The reason for that is most people that are highly successful in the car business, they stay. They don't want to tell you. They keep the secrets. You know it and I know it. But that's why I created 800% Club. It's a group of dealers, owners, and general managers that come together every week virtually. We come together for an hour and we share the best practices, the strategies that it really takes to build a winning dealership. And trust me, I know. Former general manager of the second largest used car franchise dealership in the country. We grew the dealership 800% in just over 5 years, from 120 cars a month to ultimately selling 1,000. I want to be able to share those ideas and strategies with you in a group with 19 other dealers that are going to help you take it to the next level. Make sure you click the link, join 800% Club now, and let's get this going. Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? Dude, how are you, my friend? Dude, today is Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Fair enough? Let's make the absolute most for this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Do me a favor, grab your planner, open it up. If you haven't done so already, grab your planner, open it up. What's incredible about the hashtag Rise and Grind planners is there's a quote or a Bible verse on the top of every single page that has been submitted by a member of the Rise and Grind group. This planner was made by you, for you. That's what I love about it, right? By you, for you. And if you pop it open to today, right there at the top, you're going to see a quote that, or it's actually a verse that was submitted by Brandon Ragland. And the verse says, "The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him." As I read that verse this morning, the immediate thought, first thing that popped into my head was this word refuge, right?
I looked at this word refuge and I thought, well, what does that actually mean, refuge? What's the actual definition of the word refuge? And when you look it up, it says right here, a condition of being safe or sheltered from pursuit, danger, or trouble. Sounds fantastic, right? Sounds really fantastic to know that the Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble, a place that you can go that is safe from danger, right? That is safe from any pursuit, safe from trouble. So I thought about that and I thought, man, that sounds fantastic. My goodness, sounds peaceful, right? Sounds like this beautiful, peaceful, serene place where all is good. I am safe. I am sheltered. And inherently, just that thought in itself should be enough to draw us to it, right? It's such a peaceful thought. We should all be drawn to that. Man, I thought, wow, how powerful. But then I followed that thought up. I thought, okay, but wait a minute. Wait a second. What about when there's no sign of trouble? There's no sign of trouble whatsoever. Like I have clean running water. Not an issue. Not an issue whatsoever. I have plenty of food to eat. Right? Not an issue. Plenty of food. I have plenty of people around me. People that care about me. People that are safe. I have food, I have clothing, I have shelter, my finances are okay. Like, what about when there's no sign of danger, but yet it's not peaceful? In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's chaotic. I have feelings of anxiety and depression. I have fears. How you doing, Gavin Gatehouse? I have fears. I have worries. I'm not like, I'm out of shape mentally and physically. So what about when all is good on the outside, but you just don't feel peaceful and purposeful in the actions that you take daily? What about then? We're going to dive into that today, because if that's how you feel, it might be time for a rebrand. Let's dance. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, if I get down to my music, for some reason it won't take me down all the way. Let me see what's going on here. There it is. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show. I need you to hit that share button. Go right ahead. Or if you don't want to hit the share button, do me a favor and tag a friend. Sean Hayes' new thing. Sean Hayes says, the least that you can do for me, I'm going to show up here every day. And the least that you can do, Bradley Silver, is just type somebody's name right there in the comments. Bring them in here today on hashtag RISEANDGRIND. This is the part of the show where we're going to get that body moving. We're going to get that blood flowing. Ooh, thanks for the stars, Kim. We're going to get rocking and rolling. Liza's out there running. Speed Demon. 8-minute, 10-second miles for a 5K or a 10K. Thanks for the stars, John Paul Guidry. This is also the part of the show where I'm going to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. If you're listening on our podcast, that's right, hashtag Rise and Grind with Glenn Lundy podcast. If you shared into 3 groups, thanks, Bradley Silver. What's up, Heather Parody? If you're listening on our podcast, do me a favor, drop it in the comments, leave a review, hit that subscribe, do that jam, I would greatly appreciate it. Good morning, Janelle Griego. You've been killing it on social lately. Just want you to know your posts have been relevant purposeful, and powerful. And I've been loving it. Keep it up, Janelle. What's up, Michelle Streets? Thanks for the stars. Dude, we're going out this week. My team is actually going out Thursday to go out there and make an impact in the community. I can't wait to see what they can do. They're so jacked up about it. What's up, Jama Newhoff? That's right, Whitney Wells, Gavin Gatehouse. Great to see you. First time watcher, first time listener. Glad you're here. What's up, Terry LaPierre? We got Suzanne Waugh, Terry Collins, Jeff Baker, Krista Bug, Jeremy Noling, Emily Gowler. What's up, Brad Smith, Amante Harvey, that's right, David Olery. Dang, that thing is jammed. That's right, that's that Adderall jam, Bradley. What's up, Pam Woosley? We got Tabby Negrit who's up in the house, John Coltonborn, Scott Simons, Liza Myers-Borges, and the entire team over there at Carter Myers Automotive. What's up, Jesse? I can Sparkman. Great to see you, sir. That's my boy. Listen, we got a good show for you today. I just want to help you on this rebrand, man. I just want to help you. I want to help you see that you can start over. You can hit the reset button. It doesn't have to be chaos. It doesn't have to be fear, anxiety, and worry. You can create a purposeful existence that moves you towards your goals. Right, Travis Flaherty? Right, Josh?
Good morning, #RiseAndGrind fans. Are you feeling frustrated with what your school's offering for your child's education? Do you wish that you could go private, independent homeschooling, but just don't know where to start? Maybe you don't feel like you can afford private homeschooling, or perhaps you're concerned that your child won't do what you tell them to do. Maybe you don't feel qualified. I'm Kate, and I've been independent private homeschooling for over 25 years. I have graduated 7 of my own children, and I've helped countless families launch and flourish in their homeschool journeys. And I want to help you too. Going private and independent with your child's education doesn't have to be complicated or difficult. Budget resources are available. Homeschoolers are generous and they love to share and lend their curriculum and books. I also know all the best discount places to shop, and I'm going to share those with you. Don't feel qualified? If you love your child, you are qualified. You know your child better than anyone else, and you can put together an individualized education for them. That is part of the joy of homeschooling. Children and teens respond well when they get some choices and ownership over their curriculum. When you base their assignments on their learning styles and according to their needs, you'll gain a much more willing student. The steps to private, independent homeschooling can be accomplished quickly and simply, and you can bring peace and joy into your homeschool year. You can break out of the public school system and create the education that you wish you had. You can build the school year based on your beliefs and priorities. Join She Knew Homeschool, a free Facebook group where I'll help you decide if independent homeschooling is right for you and your family. I'll get you started and guide you through the best school year ever. Freedom awaits. Are you in?
Dude, I know school in general is going through a rebrand right now. Across the country, we're looking at things a little bit differently. Maybe it's virtual school for you. Maybe it's homeschool for you. Maybe your kids are going back to class, but it looks a little bit different, right? Complete rebrand, man. It's a complete shakeup system, and it's a system that was forced, right? It wasn't necessarily something that everybody signed up for. It was something that was kind of forced on everybody. And so they're going through a rebrand, trying to figure out exactly what that looks like. And that's what we're talking about here this week on hashtag Rise and Grind, is like, how do you rebrand you? Right? How do we take a page from businesses? How do we take a page from history? How do we take a look and we figure out, well, how do we rebrand ourselves, right? And so yesterday we dove into a lot of that rebranding yourself, and looking at like Pepsi and different companies and how they slowly over time, for some, rebranded to stay up with the times, changing a color, changing the lane, changing a habit, changing a thought pattern, changing little things over time, ultimately changing that brand. In other cases, there were some brands that had to go into a complete overhaul, but ultimately when we rebrand, it invigorates. When we rebrand, it motivates. When we rebrand, it inspires. And I know that you might be in a place in your life where you don't feel invigorated, motivated, or inspired, where you have all of the necessities. You know that you are blessed. You know that you are in a safe place and environment, but you don't feel purposeful or pushed. And so this week, I'm challenging you to look at these different areas and aspects of your life, because I'm here to tell you that your life was not designed for you to be average and mediocre. It was not designed for you to just be comfortable and cozy. You see, you have a bigger calling. Your life is designed to grow and evolve so that you can ultimately make an impact in other people's lives. So as we look at this idea of rebranding, I want you to look at the different areas of your particular life. I want you to just think about it for a minute this morning. Just quiet the noise for just a second and think about it. What areas of my life possibly need a rebrand? You see, what's interesting is I remember, as I go back in time and I look at my rebrand, right? I went through a definite rebrand, and I look back, I remember being shocked at the thought, like literally shocked at the thought that some people have never done a drug in their life. I was shocked by that. Drop it in the comments right now if you've never done drugs. Drop it in the comments. Great to see you, Beth Lucchese. Hi, Mike Stevens, Terry LaPierre, Vicky Everett. Great to see all you guys. You guys are blowing me up with stars this morning, which I totally appreciate. The team is going to really be effective with those, right? So drop it down in the comments if you've never done a drug. I was shocked because I was surrounded by this environment where drugs was just a casual thing. It's just what people did. And like my mindset was, well, everybody tries drugs. Everybody has done drugs. And then look, right, you can see it right here in the comments. Look, Heather Parody, never. Terry Collins, never. Amante Harvey, never. Michael Guthrie, never. Nathaniel Banks, never. Anita Faulkner, never. Amy Myers, never. Tabby Negret, never. Right? Crazy. It's crazy because I just was in this environment where I just assumed. See, Kenny Brock, never. Eddie Brown, never. I just assumed that everyone tries a drug at some point in their life. I just assumed that. Dude, I was even more blown away when I found out that there are people out there that have never had a drink of alcohol. Never. When I found this out, I was like, what? What do you mean you've never had a drink of alcohol? Like, I grew up, we had alcohol in the house. My parents drank. We hung at the bowling alley. Michael Cirillo, this dude right here, has never had a drink of alcohol. Ever. Crazy, dude. Drop it in the comments if you've never had alcohol. I'd say there's probably a few left. But I don't know. I could be wrong. That's just the narrative that I've told myself. That's just the narrative that my environment, the way that I grew up, it's just a thing. People drank, right? We're in the auto industry. People drink. Let me tell you that. Right? But that's literally just the narrative. But it blows my mind that there are people out there that have never had a drink, that have never drank alcohol. So here's the thing. Here's what I want you to understand as we go through this exercise together. I want you to just think about this for just a second, okay? Every aspect of your world, and I say your world because your world looks different than my world. My world looks different than John Coltonburn's world, and his world looks different than Michael Guthrie's world. Yeah, I don't see a lot of people that have never drank alcohol. I don't see a lot of those in the comments right now, right? Everybody's world's a little different. So what I want you to just think about, I want you to think about your world real quick. Every aspect of your world is creating a narrative that is something you wholeheartedly believe in, even if it's not quite true. Okay? Get a grasp on that real quick. Every aspect of your world is creating a narrative that you wholeheartedly believe, even if it's not true. I believed everyone does drugs at some point in their life. I believed that. Like, wholeheartedly believed it. I believed that everyone drinks alcohol. Wholeheartedly believed it. Your beliefs are literally controlled by the narrative that you tell yourself. It's not necessarily true. It's simply what you believe. You see, your Facebook feed, I want you to think about your Facebook feed for just a second. Your Facebook feed is literally a series of likes and dislikes. You guys understand that? This is how the program works. All right, Mike Stevens, you and I are having a conversation today. And Emily Galler and Pam Woosley, so great to see all of you in here. Your Facebook feed is a series of likes and dislikes. It's an algorithm, what's called an algorithm. For those of you that are a little bit older, this is a term that they use in coding and computers and the internet and so on and so forth, right? So every time you push like, Facebook goes, oh, they like that. We're going to give them more of that. And every time you push, or you don't push like, right? You just don't do anything. You don't comment, you don't like, you just scroll past it. Facebook goes, well, that didn't work. Didn't capture their attention. I don't want more of that. Or I'm not going to give them more of that. So your Facebook feed, I was looking at my wife's feed versus my feed just yesterday. Your Facebook feed looks completely different than mine. But your Facebook feed is literally a reflection of everything that you like. It is a reflection of you. You want to know why the world can't agree on the COVID stuff? You want to know why the world can't agree on Black Lives Matter? You want to know why the world can't agree on politics? You don't want to know why you can't agree on any of it? We can't agree on any of it because the narrative that is being told to you is different than the narrative that's being told to me. And I wholeheartedly believe the narrative that I'm being sent, and you wholeheartedly believe the narrative that you're being sent. If you are for Trump, everything in your feed makes Trump look like Jesus himself, and everyone else look like an idiot and the devil. If you are a Democrat and you are a fan of Biden, then everything in your feed will make Trump look like an ASS, and it'll make Biden look like, I don't know, he's dropping bombs on, I don't know, Hiroshima or something. Like he's a G, right? If you believe in the masks and supporting and caring and how we can come together as a community to keep other people safe, your feed is going to tell you that that is real. If you don't, your feed is going to tell you that that is fake, that it is BS. We cannot agree as a community because your world is telling you the narrative that is different than mine. Period. And you wholeheartedly believe it because it's all you see. And I wholeheartedly believe what I believe because it's all I see. With knowledge of that, You have to understand that the stories that you tell yourself are literally reflected everywhere around you. That's why I believed everyone did drugs at some point. Everybody drinks, right? I believe that is reflected everywhere. And it may be time in your life for a hostile takeover. That's right. I'm calling you out. It might be time for a hostile takeover in your life right now. Listen, it takes strength and courage. It takes strength and courage to completely rebrand your life. All right? It takes a lot of strength and courage. It's not easy to do this because we can find refuge, as we talked about earlier, we can find refuge in these comfortable area. What's up, Shaka Dyson? Great to see you. See, it takes strength and courage. You have to let go of a lot of the safety nets, and you're going to have to come out of this little refuge place, right? This little refuge place that we talked about earlier in the show. You're going to have to step out of that in order to rebrand your life. If you are not feeling like your daily actions are purposeful in moving you towards the goals that you would like to obtain, if you feel stuck, if you feel not motivated, invigorated, and passionate about every single day, it might be time for a rebrand with you. And in order to do that, you're going to have to let go of the safe place. You're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to be courageous. And here's where it's going to start, is with your environment. You might have to fire some people in your life. People that you once thought served you, you might have to fire those people in your life. There's a guy named John Maxwell. John Maxwell talks about success. He talks about the law of the lid. He talks about how important the leaders in organizations are. If the leaders don't level up, the company doesn't level up. But John Maxwell also follows that up by saying every time him and his group go into an organization, they find the leader and they fire them. Because that leader has already set the narrative. He's already hit the like and the unlike. He's already created the Facebook feed that is telling the story of that company. And so Maxwell and his boys go in and they fire the leader so that they can shift the narrative. Listen, every aspect of your world is feeding you a narrative that may not serve you. If you don't feel motivated, invigorated, and passionate, you may be telling yourself a narrative that's not serving you. Your feed might be giving you a narrative that's not serving you. Your environment might be giving you a narrative that's not serving you. And it may be time for a hostile takeover. Listen, dude, rehab, jail, being grounded as a kid, dude, these are all types of hostile takeovers. Like, this idea of hostile takeover has been around for a long, long time. It is effective for many people around the planet. But here's what I need you to know. I want you to know that you don't have to hit rock bottom in order to change your life. You don't have to reach the lowest of lows in order to change your life. Now, regretfully, most people do. Most people wait till it's too late, where the depression's taken them too far, the fears, the anxieties. They've allowed the narrative to control their life to where they get to a point where unless there's a force, unless they get punched in the face. Look at us now. Look at us right now. Let's be real. We all got punched in the face in February. Now everybody wants to rebrand. Now everybody wants to do things online. Now everybody wants to change how we do school and look at everything different because we got punched in the face. Well, you don't have to get punched in the face to change your life. Doesn't have to be that we hit rock bottom in order to change our lives. That's just regretfully what most people wait for. So I want to challenge you right now to be brave. Be courageous. Start today. Start to control your environment, and ultimately you can rebrand your life. That's what I got for you this morning. Listen, fired up, jacked up. I care so deeply about you. Do you understand? See, listen, friend, you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. That God made you to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Not average, not a little bit above average, a little bit below average, the absolute stinking best. Because your life it matters. The decisions you make, they matter. They make an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. You showing up here today makes an impact on me. You dropping stars on me today makes an impact on me. You hitting the share button, you supporting me, all of those things, it makes an impact. Your life matters. So I need you top level. I need you to find this place of motivation where you're motivated, you're invigorated, you're passionate. Because I know that God has a plan for you. There are people out there that are counting on you. There are people out there that need you. That their life is going to suffer without you. So I want you to change the narrative. You might have to fire your environment. You might have to do that. It might be somebody that served you at some point. You might have to let them go. Might be daily habits that you currently have. You might need to let them go. I don't know what it is for you. You do, though. You do. It's time for you to rebrand you. Listen, I love you. If you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. That's a fact. There's a ton more videos up there. Also, I would sure love it, man. If you haven't done so already, join me in the Rise and Grind Elite Mastermind group. It's a powerful group of people getting together. We get together 2 days a week, 2 hours. It's just about getting around the right people in the right environment so that we can jack you up, so we can pour into you. I will leverage my relationships as well as my experiences to help you level up in 7 different key areas of your life. I would love to have you join us. You can go to riseandgrindelite.com. Also, you get this awesome, amazing, elite #Rise and Grind shirt when you join. So just go now. Just make a choice. If you cannot, for some reason, being a part of the mastermind is only $49 a month. If for some reason that's a real struggle in your life right now, which I get that, I've been there. If that's the case, reach out to me. Let me know. We have multiple members of the Rise and Grind group that want to offer scholarships. There's multiple people in Elite that are offering scholarships right now for people that can't afford because they just want to bring you in. They want to serve you and they want to help you rebrand your life. So would love for you to come join us. Also, if you haven't done so already, we're going to be adding more quotes to the Rise and Grind Planner. Text me your quote. Just text it to this number right here. Make sure to include the #Rise and Grind. Put that in there. Be like #Rise and Grind. Here's my quote, or here's my quote, #Rise and Grind. Text that to me so that we can add those to the top of the planner. You might just see your quote and your name in next year's planner. Listen, love you. Have an incredible, incredible day. I'll be back here tomorrow to continue this series on rebranding you. Invite a friend. Hope to see you. Have an incredible day. Get out there, run, dance, shake, shuck, jive, whatever you got to do. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. on #Rise and Grind. What's up, Bradley? I want to bring this to my community. That's what I'm talking about, Bradley. Love seeing you in here this morning. You guys have a great day. I'll see you.